Hey there, Brian Ketchum here, and today let's talk about how you optimize your fitness business. Outside of the obvious, right, ramping up your sales, having a good sales system in place, being able to control the leads that come in and be able to market so that you have a flow of new leads coming in, right? Those are essentials. Those are required to grow your business, to run a great fitness business, right? To get out of the basic stages of being a fitness business owner. Those things have to be done, right? Kind of pay to play type of situations. So what do you do when you need to ramp things up and really optimize your fitness business? When your time gets stretched and you're required to do more as the fitness business owner, and it's time to delegate. It's time to get outside of the box. It's time to not have the entire business be reliant on you as the fitness business owner. What do you do? And there are a few missing elements, a few key things that I think are missing from many fitness businesses that would make a drastic impact. And these aren't necessarily, and this became obvious in a conversation between Nick and I last week, these aren't check off the box type of activities. These things have to be done, and you have to learn how to use them to run your business. And the first things that are missing, if you want to optimize your fitness business, is to have an organizational chart and position descriptions for every seat on that chart, every person in your business. What this does is it allows you to provide some structure around what you do. Now, there are some accountability. There is responsibility for getting things done within the business. And kind of the buck stops at a certain place. There is someone responsible for these things, and you can hold them responsible. So many fitness business owners, they start out, maybe this was you start out, I know I certainly did this, and you had some success relatively quickly. You figured out the marketing and sales piece, you were growing, and all of a sudden you had to delegate. So you brought somebody on, and you just brought them on to try to solve a problem, get some things out of your way, and you didn't really think twice about it, and you tried to buy yourself a little bit more time. You tried to pay someone else to get some of these lower dollar per hour tasks out of the way so you could focus on the higher dollar per hour stuff that was going to drive your business forward. That'll get you so far, but when you start to scale your team up, when you start to really build your team, you're going to have some sense of structure. And if you start out in that bootstrap mode, the mode where you're just trying to plug pieces in and plug holes in the business, get some things done so you can delegate them. If you continue down that path, you're going to have a lot of chaos in your business. So get an organizational chart in place, and then also put position descriptions in place for every person, every seat in your business, every position that you have. They need to have a description that lists their core responsibilities, the metrics they're responsible for, how they're going to be assessed. You need to put that into place. Next, the next big piece, now that you have a team in place, right, you're going to have some meetings, and that's the next missing piece. You need to have a weekly meeting with your team, and I know that sounds like a lot as we're getting started, but you need to have a weekly team meeting where you look at your basics, like your 4 pillars, so your sales and marketing pillars. You need to look at those numbers, potentially KPIs. You need to talk about the things that are driving your business, do status updates. This one meeting, if you hold a 60-minute meeting with your team every week, and you do this at the same day and the same time every single week, you'll be able to cascade information. You'll be able to share information with them. You'll be able to get updates from them, and you'll be able to run your business more effectively out of this one 60-minute meeting. And I know it seems tedious at first to have a 60-minute meeting up front. What am I going to talk about? When you create an agenda, you create an open platform for your team to bring you problems and also opportunities that are coming your way. And then you can bring that and share with them, and you can collaborate. You can get ideas, you can troubleshoot, you can solve things, but more importantly, you can get everybody together and everybody's on the same page with what's going on, who's responsible for what, and issues go a lot less undetected. So you're going to detect more issues, you'll be able to solve those issues permanently throughout these meetings. So get that meeting in place, and then as you grow your team out past a couple people, hold a weekly huddle with each of your team members, each of the people you're directly responsible for. And if you're at a place in your business where you have multiple layers of people, so managers that are responsible for others, they should meet with their team 10 to 15 minutes, up to 30 depending on the schedule you use. We block off 30 and try to get them done in 25. And In this weekly meeting, you're talking about them and their growth. You're focused on that one person in their role. Are they on track? Are their numbers good? What problems do they need solved? And that's your opportunity to help them as their manager, as a leader within your business, to help them grow, to help them get better at their role. You can use this as a coaching opportunity. They can bring you things that maybe don't fit in that team meeting structure. They can bring you important updates, and it's another opportunity. Putting these two meetings in place will help you to optimize your fitness business. And then finally, the third thing is have some accountability and ownership. You have to have accountability in your business. You have to have people that take responsibility and ownership of those roles. When you bring those people in, when you go through and having the org chart, having the position descriptions, and holding meetings where you're talking about these numbers openly, you're talking about the growth of that person, you're helping them overcome their challenges. Now, once we've got those two things in place, the third piece is you can make them accountable to those numbers because they know exactly what they are, and you're talking about them on a frequent cycle. You have this consistency where you're talking about them, so now they can be more accountable and have ownership for those things. And you as the business owner have to have ownership for the roles, the responsibilities and roles that you have as well, whatever you're responsible for in the business. You can have some accountability and responsibility there. And you do that through performance reviews, through knowing their metrics, through tracking their metrics, through talking about these things. And when you have an org chart and position descriptions, you're holding your frequent team meetings and your huddles, and then you're training and coaching your people to be accountable and responsible for their numbers, you will have an optimized fitness business. And that's where things can really start to get fun, things can really start to grow, and you can tackle a lot bigger opportunities within your business. So put those things in place if you're ready for them. I look forward to hearing about all your success. I'll be back soon with another video.